Listen, man, let's just cut straight to the chase. Let's just cut straight to the chase. I got some alcohol. I got some medication. I'm gonna probably take all of those things before all of this is done, because this right here is what I'm talking about, y'all. Why is this not right? Okay, there we go. Rise up and stay grounded to all the people in the chat right at this very moment. Right at this very moment, rise up and stay grounded to all the people out here. Make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Promised that I wasn't going to do any more sports videos until... Woo! Mike Jones with a $10 dono in the... Super chat. Thank you, man. Woo's in the chat. Let's go. Duh, man. Here I am. I said I wasn't going to do any more sports videos or any more sports stuff until I got things back on track, and I felt better. I felt like, coming out and really giving you guys wholesome, great content. Now I've got to fucking talk about Takk McKinley. I've got to talk about Takk McKinley getting waived. Let's crack open a beer, man. Let's crack open a beer and we'll get to it. Let's crack open a beer. The Atlanta Falcons of 2020 have decided that Takk McKinley's not worth a 5th or 6th round pick. So, let's just get rid of him. Woo! Woo! Z with the $5 dono in the super chat. Thank you so much, man. I think there actually is validity to Takk McKinley's story about last year potentially trading him for a 2nd round pick, and this year potentially trading him for a 5th and a 6th round pick. I think there actually is legitimate nature to that story. I don't think there's actually venom coming from that story. I think it's actually legitimate. I think that those were the parameters potentially to trade Takk McKinley. Here's the problem here. And I know a lot of people in the chat A lot of y'all just jumping in here are like, what? Dan's just going to go on a tirade because Takk was one of his favorite players. X. You're getting it all wrong. Here's the issue with the Takk McKinley, got to trade him, not getting the compensation that you're looking for, drafting him, playing him, not developing him. All of those things. Just let me drink some more. Just hold on. I'll get to it. Just let me drink some more. Because angry drunk Dan is probably the right Dan for this particular setup. So just hold on. Ugh, I don't drink enough. Here we go. Dan Quinn, I'm going to start this off this way. Dan Quinn is partly the reason why a lot of the players that are currently on the Atlanta Falcons did not develop, and that we got very reliant. The Falcons became very reliant on Matt Ryan and Julio Jones to do what they need to do. And there's something that kind of makes me feel that regardless of whether you perform as a sack master or you develop into only a pressure guy or whatever the case may be, you don't get rid of talented players. And Dan Quinn is partly to blame for the reason why the defense is what it is to this very, very moment. But a lot of the players that developed under Dan Quinn never reached that dynasty. I mean, or that level. Dynasty is not the right word. That level of competition. Takk McKinley, definitely a defensive end, but probably better suited on a 34 defense than he would be on a 43. Vic Beasley, a better outside linebacker, Sam linebacker, than what they were continuing to try to promote him as a defensive end, a full-time defensive end. And we can go down the list of about probably 100 other players. Deion Jones is another good example of a guy that should be a will linebacker, but he's playing middle linebacker because of how dynamic he is. When Foye Oluokun is obviously a better middle linebacker, but I digress. Takk McKinley not developing into the player that he needs to be able to finish the job and get the sacks. I don't think fans understand. I don't think that fans understand the complexities of draft capital, cap space, and value. And in a lot of ways, when things go badly, they're tired of hearing about it. When they're tired of seeing a player, they just want him gone. And in this particular case, the Atlanta Falcons got nothing for a first and a third round pick. You can type whatever you would like in the chat, but the fact remains that the Atlanta Falcons did not receive any compensation for giving up a first and a third round pick to gain Takk McKinley. They've gotten nothing. And that in its own right is part of the reason why the whole Dan Quinn thing really effed this whole thing up. Like, effed it all straight to hell with guys like Vic Beasley and Takk McKinley. And thank God Grady Jarrett is a self-worker, because if it hadn't been for Grady Jarrett just muscling down and getting his shit done, then maybe Grady Jarrett would also be another guy that is just right out the window. So your first point of the finger has to be to Dan Quinn, who drafted a guy who he never had any intention to develop. He just wanted a guy. This is also promoting that same narrative that if you're not a piece that's around Matt Ryan or Julio Jones, then you don't matter. If you don't self-develop, then you don't matter to this defense. And we can see that with the low-budget acquisitions of the Atlanta Falcons in free agency over these last couple of years because they would rather get their defensive linemen from free agency who already know what they're doing at a low budget because most teams are not going to want to grab these guys back up again because they're not great. They're okay. They're not great. And at the end of the day, the Falcons don't develop any defensive linemen or don't have any real idea of how to develop said defensive linemen. Dan Quinn was supposed to be the genius of that particular position. And here we are with no compensation with a guy that was underdeveloped, that was getting pressure rates, which, by the way, is incredibly important. And we just let him go because we couldn't deal with a guy's attitude. We couldn't develop a guy. We didn't want to bring him in. We didn't want to go, it's okay, we can help you develop. Instead, we had to go good old boy route. If you're not part of the Matt Ryan clique, then you don't mean anything to us. Be gone. Get out. Because here's my problem here. Here's my problem. Yes, without Takk, McKinley on the field, the Falcons have still created pressures with their linebackers. They're blitzing the linebackers more because their defensive linemen can't get to the quarterback. So what's really funny, which is mind-boggling, is that now that you're sitting your linebackers more and more, go back and look at the last couple of games. They've been doing that shit. It's working. Now that you can't get your defensive linemen to the quarterback and you have to send linebackers to be able to get there, you could have had Takk just get the pressure, and then maybe a guy like a Grady or a Dante Fowler Jr. comes and cleans that shit up. But no. We don't do that. We don't get any picks for the guy. We just let him go because we're going to punish him, right? Okay. Let me take another drink. Anthony Wright, Prince Ward, Ghost Peppers, Ajalon Taylor, Blazin 420, Anonymous, UK Knight, Lucas Stricker, Dexter Vlash, Joe Padua, Chester Shot Fries? Chester Shot Fries. Chester Shot Fries. Chester Shot Fries. Huh. Anyway. Marcus Johnson, Z. Mike Jones. Good to see you guys rise up. Tyler. Good to see you, my man. Woon Carter. Good to see you. Anon Ummus. Seth Cecil, Ghost Peppers. Carl Prince. King's Quest. Good to see all of you guys rise up, stay grounded. So, here's my deal. Instead of allowing Takk McKinley to heal and bring him back into the fold and allow the pressure rates to speak for themselves and go and do what they got to do, you're going to kick him off the team and work with what you got. You know? Which is fine. If that's working for you, then that's fine. You do your thing. That's right. I'm drinking a fucking Truly. And then right after that, a Mick Ultra, because we're going to finish both of these by the time this is done. Don't you worry. We'll get it done. But now I hear all these fans. Now I hear all these fans go, let's draft Gregory Rousseau. Let's draft Payne from Michigan. Let's go get Joe Tryon. Let's go get that kid from Duke. He's really good, right? I hate to break it to you guys, but if I have to do a film breakdown on all these players just to prove that every single one of them is a goddamn project, y'all are really going to hate my channel. Like, you're really, really, really going to hate my channel. Because It's unfortunate, but the pass rushers in this current class are all projects. And oh, by the way, not to be a Debbie Downer or to stick it to you right in your back, but all those projects aren't going to help you year one. I'm sorry, man. Hate to break it to you. No rookie is going to turn this team around next year. Just the facts. Robert Bennett, good to see my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Look, y'all, I'm going to just be straight with you. If you could get something for Takk McKinley, you should have taken it. Just the facts. But because you're so driven for win now mode with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, you have blinders on to the situation at hand. Your draft capital is a mess. Half your team is leaving in free agency next year. And the other half of them are all injured and banged up and basically just cuttable. There's only maybe about 4 or 5 players. And of those 4 or 5 players, those guys are all aging quickly. So what I'm getting here, not to be that guy, not to be that guy, but tick-tock. Tick-tock goes the clock. Tick-tock. Meaning you don't have time. You don't. Your time with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones ends soon. And you have a 1% chance, actually a less than 1% chance to get into the playoffs this season. What are you winning games for? I'm not asking for tanking. I'm asking you a question. What are you winning games for? What's the drive? What's the motivation? So you can be coach, Raheem? So you can be the head coach? Who's going to be your GM? Rich McKay? Hilarious. Because from the way I see it, the definition of insanity is happening right now. You're promoting the same shit over and over again. Over and over again. And expecting some type of different result. Like it's like releasing Takk McKinley is suddenly going to make rainbows and unicorns. Nothing's going to happen. No improvement's going to happen. No locker room improvement's going to happen. You cutting Takk McKinley actually hurts morale. And oh, by the by, now that we're on to the whole roster and morale bit, you guys winning games isn't helping the roster either. Just letting you know. Because, by the way, I just wanted to let everybody in the chat know, we are now out of the top 10 in picks. And by the end of this year, we'll still be out of the top 10, probably out of the top 15. We're going to win more games. We're going to win more games, and people are going to feel good in the moment. They're going to feel, oh, I got my wins. Oh, the Falcons, they did it. They did it, guys. They did. They won some games against some bad teams. Oh, it's so amazing. But then at the end, just like all candy, the sugar rush will end, and the reality will set in that you're $11 million under the cap. Yeah, $11 million in the negative. Negative. Oh, and by the way, Matt Ryan's cap hit goes over $20 million next year. Just wanted to let you know. But I digress. You dug your own grave. Now sleep in it. But the bright side is that now you can concentrate outside of the top 10 picks and outside of the top couple names. Now you can look at the roster as a whole, and you can understand that this is when you start rebuilding. This is when the rebuild starts. Just wanted to let you know. I've said it on this show at least 100 times. Minimum. Don't fall for shiny nickels. This whole draft's filled with nothing but shiny nickels at the top. You want to make a real good pick? Go grab yourself Caleb Farley. Go grab yourself Caleb Farley. Go grab yourself Caleb Farley. We can't re-sign Keanu. We don't have the money unless we max restructure people. This is what I'm trying to talk about, guys. We need to go deeper into this. We don't have the money. We have to max restructure like at least 5 players who have some of the biggest contracts on our team just to be even to sign our draft class. This is not a joke. This is not some kind of me fishing to put you into some kind of spot. This is the facts and the truth. We are $11 million in the negative in cap next year, and just to get it to even, we have to max restructure a bunch of guys. Think about that. That's not fucking funny. That's having terrible credit card debt. Are you okay with having credit? That's shit. We don't have the funds to keep everybody here, and we paid a bunch of players a lot of money just to try to win right now. And it didn't work. It didn't work. And now we fired our GM, the guy who's smart, by the way, Thomas Dimitrov. He was smart. He was very good at what he did. And the bumbling idiot known as Dan Quinn, who I feel bad that I promoted that shit, but cool, fine. And now, on top of that, D-Ty, you are completely correct. The cap's going down, and you owe $11 million. You have to get even. So you don't have the luxury of paying anyone in free agency. Oh, by the way, you won't have a free agency. Your free agency is going to clear house. Don't tell me about struggling with the cap when we're talking about our own situation. I'm sorry, Clayton, but I gotta make it straight. This is our situation right now. Nobody else matters. 2021's free agency is going to be 0 for the Falcons because they're going to be scrambling to get their own guys and try to keep them under the cap. But all the rest of it is restructures and getting ready for the draft. The current situation is that you have to get Matt Ryan, who is literally trying his dandiest to try to keep this team winning, because the moment that they start losing, they'll start gutting. Matt Ryan's trying to keep this shit afloat so that he can have another year and another year and another year. And I'm not saying Matt Ryan's the problem. That's not it. We don't have the capital or the cap space to be able to bring in any free agents and barely pay for our draft class. Think about that for a second. You have to pay your draft class, and we barely have the money to be able to do that going forward, even after Matt's restructuring people. The only way that you get the extra money is if you eat it by basically getting rid of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. And we ain't doing that, are we? No, we're not. So here's the deal. Here's the mother effing deal. Woo! Here's the deal. The Falcons have put themselves in the spot to go get another offensive lineman in the first round. Prove me wrong. The Falcons have always drafted reactionary. Rich McKay is currently the guy that's making all the moves, and he's doing reactionary moves based on media presence and what the team is currently going through right now. It's like we never got out of Mike Smith. It's like Mike Smith never left. We've had 15 years of Mike Smith, basically. What? The definition of insanity has continued with this team year in and year out. And yet, Jake Matthews is getting beat at the left tackle spot. Who knows what the hell Hennessy is? Who knows what the hell Hennessy is, because he's supposed to be the center of the future, but he hasn't gotten any playtime at center. So next year, if he's the center of the future and you let Alex Mack go to free agency, he's basically a rookie because he hasn't started there at all. That's a lie. He started there one time. And he got whooped by the Packers. Whooped. So what are you going to do? You're going to draft another center? Or are you going to draft a left guard and you're going to move Hennessy over to center? Uh-oh. And this is supposed to be what you're supposed to put around Matt Ryan? It's a joke. It's a freaking joke. Cutting Oliver doesn't make anything better. You still have him under contract next year, and he's actually getting better. I'm getting lightheaded from talking about this. Let's open up another beer. F it. Let's open up another beer. This is to all the Falcons fans who have supported me all these freaking years. Can I get a rise up in the chat? Can I just get a rise up in the chat? For all the Falcons fans who have supported me since day freaking one, dilly dilly to y'all. Dude, I know this is going to piss off so many people in the chat. Fuck the Falcons. Fuck the Falcons. They put us through misery every single year. Our blood pressures go through the freaking roof. They make really mind-boggling changes. Mind-boggling. And Arthur Blank is so old. You drink while I smoke. Blaze 420 says, you drink while I smoke. Aha, you think you're funny. You think you're funny. Fuck the Falcons. They constantly make terrible moves. Their free agent acquisitions come up short. Their reliance on Matt Ryan is beginning to become a problem. It's like putting blinders on. It's like you don't want to see the facts. And then on top of all of that, you have these outrageous contracts digging you deeper into a hole of misery and pain. I'm starting to feel like a Browns fan. I'm starting to feel like a Browns fan nowadays. And by the way, don't get it twisted. You've beaten the Vikings and the Broncos. Sit the fuck down. Don't think that either one of those teams are good. Okay? Nice try. That's who you beat? That's who you beat? Hilarious. I'm dying of laughter. My innards are just turning over right now for the wins that you got. Ooh, we beat the Vikings and the Broncos. What does that matter? You beat two bad teams. You beat two bad teams. You think that's doing something? We're turning the boat around now, guys. We beat the Vikings and we beat the Broncos. And now I have to hear D-Led. Now I have to hear D-Led every Sunday after these wins. Raheem Morris, it's good to see another brother
It's good to see another brother taking on the season. And have you talked to Dirk Cutter about potentially giving Todd Gurley 40 carries a game? Because I think that's going to give us the winning mentality that we need right now.
By the way, Freddie, listen. I know you're working hard, man. I really appreciate that you're working hard for me. Right at this very moment. I really appreciate it. But I'm gonna need you to stop snickering like a little bitch. Okay? It's funny. It's funny you controlling the things on my screen right now. Okay? It's funny you doing the sound right now. Okay? But I need you to do your job. Okay? No snickering. No snickering. It's not funny. Ha ha. It's not funny. And I'm empty. Go get me some more beers from the fridge. Go on. Go. Out the door. They're on the top shelf. And don't forget to get me 2. I'm out. Interns. What are you going to do with them? Don't know how to do. He couldn't even put music on. He couldn't even put music on. What am I paying this guy for? What am I paying this guy for? No chat, no love for Freddie. No love for Freddie. No, none for him. None for him. No, he can kick rocks. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. He can kick rocks. You're back with my beers. There's no more. Grab your keys. Grab your keys. I know there's a show going on right now. Grab your damn keys. Grab your keys. Get in your car. Go to the Publix. It's still open. It's 6:37. Go to the Publix and go grab me some more Mick Ultras. Chop chop. Let's go. Interns. What are you gonna do with these guys? What are you gonna do with these guys, man? I don't. Interns. What are you gonna? Interns. Freaking. What do I pay them for? I don't pay them. Jesus Christ. Anyway, all right. Back onto topic again. This guy. I don't even know what he's doing. I couldn't explain it. I don't know. Better come back with Mick Ultras, though. That's all I got to say. So here's the deal. It's not all doom and gloom. It really isn't. There is a bright side to this, and I want to explain it. The current Falcons right now, wins and losses aside, draft position aside, there's a plan in place. Obviously. There's a plan in place. Whether that's adding to the offensive line or that's adding to the defensive line or adding another corner. I know there's a lot of people in here that like Caleb Farley or Patrick Surtain. And you'll probably get a shot at one of those two boys. Probably at like pick 12. So you probably got to lose some more games. But the way that I see it right now is that the silver lining here is if you're an Atlanta fan enjoy the wins. Enjoy the wins while you can. Caden Alves, good to see you, my man. Rise up. Stay grounded. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you hit that sub button, that like button, that notification bell. I don't know why. I could not figure out why the chat box is for some reason not working. I'm getting very tired of it. We've done 30 minutes of a show and it won't kick on. I'm confused. At this point, I don't care anymore. I don't want to be doom and gloom, but the bright side is this. Corey Geese, what's going on? Can I just get can I get a roll call? Can I get a roll call? If I haven't already said your name in the chat and said hi to you, could you please in the chat say hi? Just to be like, hey, what's up, Lieutenant Dan? What's happening? What's going on? Lieutenant Dan? What's good? Chris Edwards, what's going on? How many games, in your opinion, does Morris have to keep his head coaching job? I don't think there's a logistical number. I don't think there's a number, really, to be honest. We up in here, Dan. Mr. Ergot T, what's going on, my man? Rihanna, go. Can everybody please, after you all have said hi, could you please go over to Brianna and be like, because that woman works so goddamn hard, and I met her in person once and got the opinion that not only is she working hard for herself, but also working hard for everyone around her. Her family, her friends, her significant others. She's working hard. She's trying to catch that dream. Brianna, blessings. Seriously, I hope to get to meet you again. It's so funny because this is kind of turning into one of those get away from the Takk McKinley talk type deals, because I'm done. I'm not talking about Takk McKinley is such a. I wish him all the best wherever he goes. I wish him all the best wherever he goes. Good to see D-Ty. The Bean. Dude, the Bean is in here. What's going on, man? I don't know why, but I feel like DQ lost the trust of his players and they didn't want to play for him. It's weird. That whole situation is really weird. C, what's going on? Corey Geese, Will Smith, Stanley Jones, Dexter Vlash. Good to see you, my man. Man, it's good to see all you guys. Man, Jesus, so good to see all you guys. Like, I know I curse a lot, and I know that I'm off the cuff, and I know that I'm not the Falcoholic and super professional. I know I'm not Mad Mike Sports and constantly saying, fuck Takk McKinley, get him out of here. I know I'm not Pat Man, where he drops a bunch of stats. I know I'm not Murph, where the film breakdowns overflow and the cup overflows. I know I'm not Aaron Freeman with such hard opinions. I know I'm not those guys, but I'm so glad that every single one of you is here tonight and supports my channel. I've got to say it, man. So thank you guys for coming through. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about Takk McKinley. I think that whole situation it shows the Falcons are in win now mode. It shows the Falcons are full of blinders. They don't want to look at the truth of the nature of the situation, that this team is in for a rebuild. They don't. Arthur Blank is obviously tired, and he doesn't want to have to invest in the next QB of the future. He doesn't want to have to go through that process because it's tough. It's not easy. I've never had a child, and I think that one day I will. One day. And maybe one day they'll look back at this video and they'll be like, Dad said something about me. But going through a new quarterback is like having a child. I bet it's very similar. because you're proud, you're excited, but you're worried, and you want it to work, and you invest your spirit into it. In a lot of ways, you invest a part of your soul into it. And you don't have to go through that process again, because sometimes you have to marry off your children or watch them go through hard times. And I think Arthur Blank really does feel that way about Matt Ryan, and that's the reason why he doesn't want to go through this again. He doesn't want to have to get another quarterback. He doesn't want to have to do this whole process again, because that means that fans won't be in seats. People won't be excited. And you've just knocked yourself out of the top 10. You're not getting any of the top quarterbacks, so go ahead and put that out of your mind. Time to build the trenches. Time to build the corners. Time to build safety. That's where your draft is going right now. Time to get Najee Harris. That's where your draft is going right now. Which I don't think any single Falcons fan in here really necessarily hates that idea. I think Najee Harris is a fantastic pick. I wouldn't take him in the first round, but I think that's a quality pick. And if you want to go the Derrick Henry route, go the Derrick Henry route. Go with Najee Harris as your main running back, and have Matt Ryan toss the ball. That's the way you want to do it. The Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry route. There's nothing wrong with that. Your team's identity will be running the ball. And that means that Dirk Cutter has to go. See, there's repercussions to everything. You draft Najee Harris, and Dirk Cutter has to go. If Dirk Cutter's not going anywhere, then you're drafting a tight end, a wide receiver, potentially another quarterback, an offensive lineman. But if Dirk Cutter's not here, probably go a different way. Although I don't see another defensive guy coming in here unless it's like Don Martindale or some crazy shit like that. But I mean, if Don Martindale comes into Atlanta and he's the guy, right? Like he's the one, then cool beans. Good on him. Fantastic. Tavon Turner, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, man. Rise up, stay grounded. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. I see a lot of people laughing at this Takk McKinley thing, and they're not looking at the cap. They're not looking at the situation. They're not looking at the implications of the pressure rate. They're not looking at the statistics that are more important than the every single down moves. So, in a lot of ways, this whole waiver idea, this whole idea to waive Takk McKinley getting no compensatory pick, getting no draft picks, getting nothing in return after giving up a first and a third, pretty much tells you that this team has blinders on. They are all in on Matt Ryan, fixing the situation, and letting Raheem Morris blitz linebackers and hope to God that they bring quarterbacks down. And that's not a good way to win. That's not a great place to hang your hat. So if we lose 2 more games, we're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs and potentially still within the top 10 conversation. And I'm not the guy that's going to come out here and be like, just sit them down. But at that point, you got to start thinking about your draft future and where you're going to go and how you're going to continue to build the team. So while I'm not promoting tanking, I am going to say that if in December we're not 500, in fact, actually, if we're worse, I'd shut it down. I'm pretty sure. Blame it on COVID. Blame it on COVID. Say that every player, all 53 players, 52 players now that Takk's gone, all 52 players have COVID. Shut it down. Shut the facility down. The Falcons can't play any more games. Give a dub to every team that's on their schedule. I shouldn't be kidding about those things. I shouldn't. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that have their lives have been affected by COVID. I shouldn't be joking about that. But fuck it, right? Like that's where you're at, right? That's the current situation. Yeah. So, man, I'm getting a little bit. Hey, Freddie, you're back. You get the Mick Ultras, right? You got me more Mick Ultras, right? What do you mean they don't have Mick Ultras? Bro, they have them in bottles, they have them in cans, they have them in little cans, they have them in big cans. No Mick Ultras, huh? Publix, literally down the street. You went to go get that shit. Freddie, look, listen. If you want to continue this internship, you're gonna need to. You need to get me what I want. Okay, I'm not a superstar. I'm not a celebrity, but you are working for me, and I need you to give me what I need. Okay, so you're good for now. Okay. Because I see the bag there. You probably got some snacks, right? Those are for me. Oh, you got Nerd's Rope. That's for me. Thank you. You can put that right there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, next time I ask you to do something, don't return until you actually, because after this, I'm going to have no beer. That's not good. Okay? All right? Cool. Manage the sound for me and make the transition final. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about you on stream right at this very moment. Look, get your act together and all this will flow. Okay? You good? Good. Fantastic. Okay. See? That's the last Mick Ultra. That's the last Mick Ultra. You did this. You did this. This guy just controls my sound and everything, So I could do this on my own, I could do this without you. Whatever. Okay. All right. Good job, buddy. All right. This guy. Jesus Christ. What do I do? What am I gonna do for good help, huh? What am I gonna do? I need good help. This isn't. He can't even get my chat to work. He get you see this shit? You see this shit right over here? This chat doesn't work because this guy right here can't figure it out. Sorry, Freddie, man. I'm sorry I'm throwing you under the bus, buddy, but that's my answer. There's my other answer. There's the third one. Now, where's my Mick Ultra? You need to find another one. Go. I don't care what fridge you search. You search the front fridge or you go search the one in the garage. But whatever, man. Find that Mick Ultra. That's on you. Close the door behind you because the sound gets out. Finally. God, man. This guy. I don't know about him. Anyway. So, what were we talking about again? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on one second. Before we go on. This one's out to this one goes out to Blazing 420 and also Blizz 818 and B Bomber. This one's for you. So A third one? Yeah, it's going to happen. I better not get hiccups because I will end this stream right now if I have hiccups. Right now. So where are the Falcons right now, and how can they make this better? And how can they go forward after basically removing Takk McKinley from the situation because they're stupid? But anyway, I digress. How can they make this situation better? Well, there's not really much that they can do. They need to continue the process that they currently have right now and continue trying to win games for Raheem Morris to make the team look better for whatever GM decides to come in here. But currently, right at this very moment, the Atlanta Falcons need to, win out the rest of their games. There's the fourth one. Why in the hell? Why are you dropping stuff on the floor, man? Freddie, look, buddy, that's enough stream time for you. You just finished that sound since you can't find me anything. I'm done with you. Done with you for the night. Jesus. The Falcons are going to need to start the rebuild process. And winning games is fine, but they need a strong GM and coach candidate and keep Rich McKay as far away from this roster as possible, humanly possible. I mean, if he doesn't have to be in the building, or God forbid, have to be even in the same state, do so. Just move that man to California with the wildfires and have him burned to the ground or something like that. I don't freaking know. Just send him somewhere that's not here, okay? Don't send him to Florida. I don't want him in my neighborhood, okay? But anywhere. Send him to New England. I don't care. Anywhere but here. All right? And then bring in a competent GM and a competent head coach who has an idea of what he wants to utilize and go from there, okay? And I know that it's not going to be fun, but you need to start the rebuild process. I'm sorry, Matt Ryan. If we win in the process of trying to rebuild, fantastic. If we don't, I'm sorry that you're the bridge quarterback for another quarterback in the next year or 2 or 3 or 4, whenever that's going to be. But we need a bridge. We need to go ahead and start making our way to rebuild season, because you can try to talk me out of it all you want. You can try to present whatever facts you have, and I would love to listen to any facts that are currently coming into the chat right now about how the offseason is going to go. But I'm going to tell you this. We're not going to be heavily invested in free agency. We're barely going to sign any of our own guys if we sign anybody. And basically, the draft currently right now is probably going to be offense or defensive line dependent unless they go and get a number 2 corner if Oliver doesn't go through the rest of the year and do well. The current problem right now with the Falcons is that they are in rebuild mode. No matter whether they win games or they lose games, the time is up, and 2 and 3 years is not an option anymore. Your current overall arcing scenario with the Atlanta Falcons is that they start over. And there's no other scenario to it. Good coaching is not going to fix this in 1 year because we don't have the roster. And a good roster with high draft picks and a bunch of free agents can't happen because you barely have any cap. So start with this. Fix your cap first, which means whatever cuts need to be done. Whatever players need to retire. Whatever trades need to be done in the offseason, make those trades. But at the end of the day, you need to get $20 million. I don't know how you're going to get it, but you need about $20 million. Think about that. Go post about it on the Falcons.com, the Atlanta Falcons message boards. $20 million. Go find it, because that's what you need to not only pay your draft class and not only pay 1 or 2 free agents, but also get out of $11 million in debt and the cap goes down. just the facts of the matter. I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble, okay? I'm not trying to be like, there's no other options. But remember where we currently are. Look for the facts. What's the Falcons' cap space? $11 million in the negative. What does it cost to get a discount free agent? Anywhere from $2 to $6 million. What does it cost to get a draft class? Did you guys know the Falcons have 9 picks? 9. I might be mistaken, but about 9. 9? Ha! We barely have enough to pay 5! This is what I'm talking about. You need money to pay the draft class. You need money to be able to pay the players that you want to keep on the Falcons, and you have to make major cuts, and you have to make major restructures. None of that's a lie. That's all the truth. That's the facts. You can go look it up yourself. The numbers are there. I'm not here to report anything that's a lie. Facts and truth only on this fucking show. I don't do lies. I don't try to lie to you guys to get views. That's not the point here. I only present you with the facts and truth and some opinionative stuff here and there. Look at the cap. We're $11 million in the negative. Look at the restructures that we're going to have to do. Look at the cuts that we're going to have to make. It's not looking great, buddy. And you have to pay free agents on your own team and have enough money to pay your draft class with 9 picks. You better be trading up because you can't pay all those players. And you have to pay your practice squad. Look, man, the numbers are against you. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, the bearer of bad news, the guy that pops the bubble, the guy that makes everything that's rainbows and sugar cubes turn into shit and mud. I'm sorry. I'm that guy that's doing that to you. But don't be lied to. Don't. I know. I get it. I'm 2 beers in. I get it. 1 Truly and 1 Mick Ultra. I get it. I could be drunk. Maybe I'm drunk. Oh, wait, I'm not. I literally have fucking Spot Rack right up in front of me and over the cap right in front of me, and we're $11 million in debt. We have a quarterback that's going to be making $20 million next year. $20 million. The cap's going down, not up. We have a bunch of free agents this coming season. We're making unnecessary cuts and waves because we can't get any picks that we want. When we could settle and make trades within the draft. Look, and Steel Wings, good to see you, man. I thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it, buddy. I really do. Thank you for coming through, man. But think about this for a second. Even if Arthur Blank is listening to this, you're not going to change a thing, are you, Arthur? You're not. You're not going to change a thing because you're too concerned with now. You're not concerned with the future. You would rather be reactive than proactive. You would rather solve situations in the now than you would rather maybe make a very outrageous move to serve the future of this entire company, the Atlanta Falcons, TM. You don't want to do that. So, without getting overly emotional and starting to cry on screen, you're a form of entertainment. And well, buddy, I hate to say it, but I have the option to tune off. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that are still actually in here and like, oh, did he really do that? Yeah, I did do that. I'm tired of being led to believe that this is going to be entertaining to watch, or that the content that I have to watch from the Atlanta Falcons is entertaining. And in a lot of ways, I come back to this over and over every Sunday, because every Sunday I sit here and I work. I don't sit here. I actually go to work. I'm a 9-to-5er basically every day, and I really hate that. So if you guys would like to, if you want to, for those of you that are still tuned in, you can hit that little join button that's actually on here. I know I lost a lot of viewers for, clicking off and, oh, the stream's over. But most people want that. Most people want that shock and awe effect. I'm here to tell you that for those of you that are real, please hit that join button. That would be huge, and you get all kinds of emotes and little privileges that go along with it. It's a huge program, and it helps me be able to grow every single month. So if you hit that join button, then you can really make a change, and help a lot of us. And by the way, Brianna just posted all the emotes. That's not even all the emotes, man. It looks like actually I'm going to be posting more emotes to the channel. So by all means, please hit that join button. Help me get out of this 9-to-5. I'm so tired of. I'm gonna be straight. I work at a medical marijuana facility. I'm a patient currently at this very moment right now. I have a lot of issues, and I'm not gonna go on to this whole thing about me. This is about the life of this channel. If this channel begins to make a particular set in revenue, I can start making more content and devoting more time to this instead of being at a 9-to-5 every single day. So hit that join button. It creates a huge revenue boost for me, and helps me get to that next point as a content creator. So by helping me, you help me be able to put out more content for y'all. Not only the silly rants like this, but also film breakdowns, video gaming, and you allow me to stay home where my wife desperately needs me to be. So rise up, stay grounded, and thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If somebody wants to clip this or just cut this piece of video and send it to me later, I would be really grateful. Because this is just something that I want to say to everybody, that I appreciate what you do, and everything that you do does matter. Really does. Peace and hair grease. Hey, Freddie. Are you going to cut us to end stream or what? Freddie, I swear to God.